Good morning, y'all. I am on this exercise bike this morning and I am praying that your day is going to go so well. So, this video is going to be about visiting other people's homes. And the reason I thought of this video is because what I would like to happen in your life is for you to become more aware and for you not to go through some of the things that I went through, right? Through being empathetic, right? Remember, being empathetic and sometimes thinking about someone else or catering to someone else can backfire on you. And sometimes it's not like a tragic situation, but you will look back and regret it, right? So let's go over this. So I will explain how things work sometimes. When people are narcissists, or even if they're just narcissistic, which means they can't really be diagnosed as a narcissist, right? But they're basically kind of like one. I mean, it's going to be the same type of outcome. For many years, I have contributed to people's homes in some kind of way, right? So, what you want to watch out for, my advice is watch out for this. I'm going to go back to childhood. Some of my best relationships in childhood, they were relationships where there was reciprocation, which means you visit my home and you hang out with my family, and I go to your home and hang out with your family, right? So you're on equal playing ground. But sometimes what happens is outside of childhood, you become an adult, right? And so you build new relationships, right? And sometimes the relationships that you had with people in your childhood may change. So this is a red flag. When you're visiting someone else's home and you invite them out to an event at your home and they don't come, or there's an experience where they're in your home and they're rude to you, right? And remember, narcissists, that home environment is a big red flag. So some narcissists will work like this. They will be polite to you when they're in your home, but they'll be rude to you when you're at their home. I know a narcissist that does that. He'll be polite at my home, rude at his home. I experienced that. But this other narcissistic experience can go like this. You're entering their home, the narcissistic person's home, and they're welcoming and polite. But they will not be the same when they're at your home, if this makes sense. So, the ways that they will do this is just say they're in your home, and you may say, well, is everything okay? How do you feel? They may even say they don't want to be there, right? Or they may say something like, I can't wait to get the heck out of here. Me, I wouldn't go to somebody's home and say that, even if I felt it. I would have to be being cussed out, threatened for me to say to somebody, I want to get the hell out of here, right? But the narcissistic person that comes into your home environment, you welcoming them won't play out in your best interest because remember, they're narcissistic, so they treat you well when you go to their home, but they're coming in your environment and being rude or saying something that's uncomfortable. So, what needs to happen is this, that way, you're not going through an experience where you are contributing to somebody else's home and they're not contributing to yours. So the mistake I made is I continued to sometimes contribute to someone else's home that may be acting narcissistic. However, I did not reap the benefits of them being in my home. Now, I'm not a person that likes a lot of company anyway, right? I'm more focused on my business. However, there are times when I do have visitors, okay? Even though I'm not the party type of house, if this makes sense. So, and what makes it so toxic is when you don't have many events at your house. So it kind of goes like this. You're going out to this person's house consistently at their events, but you only have an event once every 4 years. But this person that you're constantly contributing to, going to their home, can't make it out to your house. And you only have something every 4 or 5 years, if this makes sense. So you're able to go out to this person's house and contribute to them, let's say it's 3 times a year, right? But you don't have company often. So this person that you go out and reach out and go visit them 3 times a year, they can't even come visit you when you ask every 4 or 5 years, just one time every 4 or 5 years, right? So what this is a dysfunctional relationship. And this is actually what's happening in this type of relationship, y'all. When this is going on, your environment is not being uplifted, only the narcissistic person. And the reason someone like this may want to have it like this is it could be a show off thing. A lot of people, they like to show their families off. And that can be good and that can be bad. It depends on how it's done. Because remember, you have friends and a family too. You have loved ones. Even if you don't have a spouse and kids, you got close friends. You got people that love you. You got cousins. You have parents. You have uncles and aunts, nieces and nephews potentially, right? So what I would like to suggest is for now on, if you are dealing with a situation and you're consistently supporting someone else's home environment by going to visit them, bring them gifts, going to their events, if this individual is not willing to support your home environment sometimes by coming out to see you and coming to your events, you should stop going to their events. And the reason I suggest that is so that you are not participating too deeply in narcissistic relationships. Because what's happening is you're building the narcissist's life or the narcissistic person's life, but you're not getting the same love in return. So it's an unhealthy, dysfunctional relationship. I am at the point where I am becoming very rigid and strict when it comes to these home environment situations. This is something that I'm setting an agenda for, like creating a plan to no longer play a game with this, right? So if I go to someone's home and they're rude to me, I made a vow to never return again. And that's because it's happened at least twice in the last 3 years. Okay. And I just recently uploaded a video about an experience I had when I did the video, The Coffee Mug Narcissist, right? And so You can go watch that video, but it made me think about, I thought about today how, I don't really go out to people's houses like that, right? But what's happening is my instinct and my gut instinct tells me to stop doing it because in certain situations, they would not come out or will refuse to come out or be rude. And sometimes they just coming out to talk about you behind your back. Like for me, I don't do curtains. I have a pretty place, but I don't do curtains. So a narcissist will come out, ooh, girl, did you see that she only had blinds up? Oh, goodness, what is it like not to have curtains? With them not realizing, and a lot of people don't realize this, that's fine. You want to put up curtains, you can do it. However, it's not a minimalist spirit. It may not even be unnecessary. People think just because they got a bunch of curtains hanging around the house that, and that's what they're doing, the curtains are hanging around the house, that it's a necessarily sleek spirit, and it's not. I've been in many environments, right, throughout my life, and some of the prettiest environments didn't have curtains. But see, a narcissist will do this. They will ignore my pretty artwork, my leather furniture, my desk, the $2,000 bed I may own. Um, I may not have curtains, but one piece of my artwork with the frame inclusive of it may be worth $1,000, right? So that's what narcissists will do. They will just pick at one thing and judge it and think it's normal to every room have curtains up. And like I said, I've been in people's homes and I've seen homes where it's very beautiful. I'm just giving you an example and throwing out what narcissists also do when you bring them in your home environment, right? So you may have a Buddha in your house, right? A Buddha statue. So the narcissist is going to say you're worshiping the devil. I mean, it's a lot of things that can be done because they make assumption. Everybody that has a Buddha statue is not someone that does not believe in the Lord, right? It depends on what that statue means for you. So these are just many examples. And a lot of times, to avoid this kind of outcome, you may want to avoid some of the religious narcissists, right? That are more extremists. I mean, the religious people that I'm around, I don't consider them extremists. The religious people that I talk to, they're not extremists. I'm just giving you some examples to help you, right? So work on this. It's fun, and it's a lot of fun to go out to people's homes. However, you want to build a home environment, and I suggest you build a home environment where you are privileged to have that same thing in your home. If you're going out to this person's house 2-3 times a year and you have an event once every 5 years that you would like them to come to, they should come, right? Because healthy relationships or relationships where there's a give and take, there's reciprocation. And if you do this, you won't waste a lot of your time like I did. Because see, this narcissistic person, even if you decide not to go to their house no more, right? They're going to continue to have visitors over, right? But then you're missing out on creating a bond with people that would come visit you, if that makes sense. So you want it to go both ways. It's not like a tit for tat. So it's not like, okay, I visited you in January, you need to visit me in February. It's not like that. Don't do it that way. You just want to make sure that if you're contributing 3 times a year, because you may be the type to like to go out more, but you deserve, if you go to someone's house 2 to 3 times a year to their events and to visit them and have fun with them and hang out with them, you deserve that same thing in return from them. So be leery of these type of relationships, because these type of people, they may not be coming to visit you because they don't want to see, or they can't stand to see you have fun in your home environment, right? So they may be the type of person or people where they just want their environment uplifted. They want the attention on them. When you come in their home, they want you to compliment them, but you're not getting that in return from the narcissistic people or the narcissist homes that you're visiting. And it's a red flag that they are a narcissist. And it's a red flag that they're narcissistic. Remember, narcissistic people have very little empathy. So if you're empathetic, you're going to have the same toxic outcome as if you're dealing with a narcissist, sociopath, or a psychopath. I hope this makes sense. So going forward, to close this out, I'm still on this exercise bike. I got a strawberry drink, y'all. So I didn't do my lemonade today, but I'm 16 minutes in on this bike. So have a plan of how you're going to handle home environment issues. And I'm able to do this video because a lot of the homes I used to visit, I don't go there anymore, right? I just don't, because of this reason. I want to build my own home environment up, and I desire visitors, right? And another red flag is these people never ask to come over. You know, you may find that the reason you visited their home 2 or 3 times a year, I'm just throwing an example, you may go visit once a month, you may visit more. You may find that the reason you visited there is because you reached out more often to ask to visit. They invited you to events. But these narcissistic people, they won't ask to come visit you a lot of times, or they're full-blown narcissists. And see, the problem with this is an early red flag that they're a full-blown narcissist, right? So the reason I'm so motivated here on this channel is because I actually have enough empathy where I don't want to see you go through the 10, 20-year spiral of this, right? So this major red flag is so preventable. Do not continue to participate in somebody else's narcissistic or narcissist home environment for people that would not as actively participate and build in your environment, right? So keep that in mind and work on self-control. People will notice when you no longer return and visit their homes, right? Some people, in rare cases, will reflect on the fact that they never visited your home and they always had some excuse as to why you couldn't, or they couldn't participate in your home events that you had. They will use many excuses, consciously and subconsciously, as to why they won't come. Well, I'm not going to come because I don't celebrate that holiday. Or I'm just not going to participate for whatever reason. I just don't want to be there. I don't like her family. I don't like her kids and this and that. You just never know what their silent reasons are, right? But at the end of the day, you're building relationships with narcissists and you're not being fulfilled. So being fulfilled is when people enter your home environment and they emotionally support you. Because remember, when you have the right people come to your home, not the narcissists, I'm talking about the right people, the emotional spirit is being built up in a good way in your home environment. And that's very good for not only yourself, but the other family members that are there. And what it also does, it takes you out of an isolated feeling and an isolated home environment. You know, a lot of us during the pandemic, of course, if you were smart, you didn't have all these visitors in because you didn't want to get COVID-19. So that's understandable, right? A lot of people continue to have visitors. They didn't care. I cared, and so I felt like I needed to protect my family when the numbers were really high in the pandemic. So everyone had a choice of how they wanted to deal with that. But outside of a pandemic, just regular reasoning and logic in your life, you gotta have relationships that are reciprocated. Now, if you're just the type of person where you just don't want no visitors ever, right? And you say, I don't have company at my home, right? I only want to go to other people's home. I want to donate, go to their events. I want to support other people because you feel like, okay, you're not a good host. You may be more shy at home when you have company over. I mean, there's many different reasons. I would suggest you work on that because you deserve to have some company at your home. And these people that you go out to visit and get along with, they should be good company for you at your home. However, me going forward, remember, I do and I act out what I teach and preach and suggest, right? And so I'm at the point where I am no longer going in home environments as of now. However, I will be inviting people in my home environment. That is my New Year goal and something that I want to implement coming January. I want to create an environment that I feel comfortable in and that I would feel comfortable bringing people into. So 2023, you might want to make this on your agenda or plan too, to bring good, empathetic people into the home environment, people that you trust. Okay. And as of right now, I am putting a halt or a stop to going into other people's environments. It's okay to make a decision that you no longer want to participate in narcissistic relationships and relationships with narcissists. And I'm not talking about just intimate relationships, y'all. I'm talking about your global relationships globally that you have with everyone in your life. And this is just my suggestion, something that I went through and something that I want you to be more aware of early on. Another thing, a bonus point I'm going to bring up, when you meet new people and they cancel and want to do a rain check and they do not have a legitimate excuse, and the excuse that they're using, you can clearly see it's a bullcrap excuse. Do not schedule future things with them. And the reason you want to do these things that I'm suggesting is you want to prevent future problems. Many times, these relationships with these narcissists, y'all, that we built, they were preventable. If you would have stopped it early on. But you did not, and I did not put a stop to it early on. And when we don't do that, y'all, we suffer. And the Lord did not put us here to continuously suffer because we're making ourselves suffer because of our actions. That's self-inflicted suffering. It's no different than a form of suicide. You're suffering because you're doing that to yourself. And we want to avoid this. We want to avoid this at all costs. So this is just my suggestion. This is an idea I wanted to throw out there. You can comment and let me know where you are with this if you like. If you don't feel like commenting, just like the video. Like, and share this video. And trust me on this. If you listen to this video and you think about your current situations, all you got to do to test if somebody love you for real, y'all, just back up a little bit. Stop going to their house and see how they reach out and want to come to yours, or at least want to hang out with you. It doesn't always have to be in your home environment. If they stay in one city and you stay in the other and y'all stay about 30 minutes apart, see how often they come out to where you stay. Where you stay actually may be a better neighborhood, but you always getting up, breaking your back, going out to them. So just keep this in mind. Reciprocation is the key, not one-sided relationships. You don't want them one-sided. You just do not want that. Okay? Another issue, judgmental people. You got a lot of judgmental people that got all these silent reasons why they not coming to your house. Some silent reasons that exist that you may not be aware of. You're going out to people's house and they're married, right? The silent reason that they may not be coming to your house is because you're not married. So you want to read through the energy of those kind of people and get rid of those judgmental people. Yeah, you're not married, but you also not going to bed at night being hollered at by your husband or wife. So just because they're married doesn't necessarily mean their element and their environment is actually more peaceful. But see, they're judgmental. So they don't want to come out because you don't have kids. You're not married. You don't own. Things like that. But you're renting and your place is in better shape than theirs. They may own a home but not clean it up. You see what I mean? So try to read through the energy of judgmental people. And in that case, your gut instinct will tell you that they're like that. They won't necessarily need to show you that. The beauty of being empathetic and the gift of being empathetic is your gut instinct works very well for you. Your stop sign and warning sign works very well for you most of the time. However, empathetic people don't use their alarm system that's already inbuilt in their soul. And that's something that I now use more than ever, right? And that's why I'm doing this video. You're going to listen to this video, or somebody going to listen to this video and say, man, oh goodness, that's happening to me. Let me back up. And you may be dealing with someone that's not narcissistic. So when they notice you not coming over to their house, they may be empathetic and say, we coming out to your house. See, you will find out who they are when you back up. But you won't ever find that out if you keep going to their house and you're not getting any of that reciprocation and that love coming into your home. So, 2023, I want y'all to be down with me with making a decision to build your emotional spirit of your house up. Clean the house up too. Get it clean, get things organized. If you're not as comfortable with visitors because you want to get things more in order, then do that. You got time. I mean, this is December, right? So if this is your goal for January, you got time to do this, right? Get all your chores and house cleaning done. Make a list of people that you want to have over and go from there. Because you want to build on your life, not keep building on the narcissist life and narcissistic people. They're just not worth it, because what happens is you're going to be building and building, and you're going to have all these memories at their home, but you're not building memories at your own home with visitors coming in. You're building memories at your home. I build memories in my home every day, every single day. I mean, but you want to build the same memories that you're building outside at somebody else's home, at your home environment, if that makes sense. So I am almost 32 minutes on this bike, y'all, drinking this strawberry drink. And this actually has real strawberries in it, y'all. I didn't do my lemonade today. I'm going to do at least a 6-mile walk. And I'm just on this bike. I'm going to keep going. I don't know how many calories I've burned off, but my whole ultimate goal is to keep the 18 pounds off to the best of my ability, because it was a lot of work getting the 18 pounds off, and I just can't afford to gain it back because it's not healthy for me, y'all. So I love y'all so much. Please like, share, and subscribe. Replay this video. Take some notes. Create a notebook. Create an advanced insight notebook. And some of the things and tips that I'm telling you, write them down. Write them down. And I'm telling you, your life will get better. Because I have so much empathy and love for you. I don't want you to have to go through what I went through. I went through this, but I'm not going through it no more. Because the last home I just visited with that narcissistic person, I won't be back. The next time there's any event or something going on in the home, it will be at my house, not at no narcissist and narcissistic person's house. And that's just the way it's going to be. I don't have to, for the rest of my life, keep going out to somebody else. They can come to me too, if that makes sense. So anyway, please like, share, and subscribe. And I love y'all so much. And remember all these tips, okay? These tips will work. These tips will prevent you from going through more trauma situations. Okay? Trust me on this. Trust me. Okay? Again, please like, share, and subscribe. After I get off this bike, I got some things I got going later on. Continuing to help others, even if sometimes they don't appreciate it. You got to do what you got to do. Always help in a situation where the Lord has put it on your heart to help. Your gut instinct will let you know when you need to help another human being, okay? Again, please like, share, and subscribe. Bye.